Alright. Well done, peasant. Look, I didn't have anything to eat when I got home. I wanted to get on this because people told me it was long. I had one bowl of rice.
I didn't say anything yet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't say anything yet. Correct, you are. They actually had a line for
I
this.
just got so fucking bored waiting. I couldn't help it. Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles. So,
Sorry,
no
I
matter
spilled
what you
beer
think,
all over
you
my
can
podium. I
learn
need to clean it with Kleenex.
Don't you think?
Don't ask where I got the beer.
Now, like, all honesty, what I said was true. I'm having fun here, but man, it's moments like that that you can't force that just make me wish I had more viewers so that more people could come up with more stupid ways to make fun of me for it. And just, like, have everybody share in a moment like that. But you guys, you special little 20, you got to see that.
We have
But
to replay.
do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think
Pretty innovative, don't you think?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Tagami name has perished.
Except that he's still here, so, you know, it hasn't perished. All you gotta do is, get it on, for lack of a better term, with somebody, and then another somebody, and then those two can get it on with each other, and then they're in this really, really thin, narrow line of inbreeding. They will technically continue.
Stop with these idiotic jokes.
Or they could go outside.
Said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
I'm sorry, I have to. I have to do this, because it's bothering me. Just give me a hot second. I am sorry to the YouTube VOD watchers later. I'm sure I'm destroying the pacing of this.
99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer. Take one down, spit on the keyboard, 98 bottles of beer on the wall.
I did the same thing with Wick in Pokemon Moon, alright? It's just, I have to prove this to myself. Because it could just be a visual thing, you know? But,
What are you doing?
But you don't know until you actually do it and can see what happens. Okay, yeah. I wasn't making it up. Alright. So, if I just grab these things here, and then I'll really quickly just studio mode this so that I can do this thing without anybody necessarily needing to see the setup. Here we go. Okay, so if I pop over here for a hot second to my art stream window, you can see that I've set up some green lines here, and then I copied them over. Look at how much extra is over on this side.
Yeah, Ryan! Ryan! God damn it!
You say why? I say look at everybody in the chat just laughing their shit off. That's why I'm getting the laughs.
Please click. God damn it. I thought you were gonna point out like the mouth thing again. And...
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is destined to guide the world.
Hi, Maniacal Gamer. How you doing?
It got
Welcome
Came
to
in
the,
at a good time.
welcome to the best Danganronpa stream that there's ever been.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Hot, uncensored boob analysis.
That's magical gamer, not maniacal.
Look, man.
There's no way that happened a year ago.
It's
I mean,
magic.
we only came to this school a few weeks ago. If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Well, I covered this at the end of my last stream. I'm pretty sure that we did spend a full year here, and then they wiped the memories of that.
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
I did cover that too earlier, Hala. I know they can be uneven, but that's still attracting attention in the asymmetry of it.
Mistaken.
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years.
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
We have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us. If what Junko says is true, if we came here 2 years ago, the memory she took from us is of our life at Hope's Peak. I pieced this together a while ago.
What you say is true. Then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Thank you, my queen. Will you please take me as your concubine to rule over the despair world?
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy.
Look, I liked you best from the start anyways.
And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible!
I want to think that too. At least I want to believe it. Like, have I really not changed my shirt in 2 years? Why am I wearing this weird blazer jacket with a lapel on it over top of a hoodie? How did I never notice this before? Oh God, I'm hideous.
Please,
if it's the
show
truth.
us exactly what about him is hideous. Excruciating detail artist.
We have
Oh,
to
you're
accept
not gonna
it.
do it? Alright.
Locker, pocketbook, group photo, photo of Kyoko and Headmaster, Headmaster's e-handbook, and locker notebook. Literally any one of these things would work.
2 years worth of memories.
I could never lose something like that.
I could never lose. Okay, so locker notebook is heroes. Notes for a number of different classes. Locker pocketbook is Kyoko's. Headmaster's e-handbook. No restrictions. I don't think that would work. Photo of Kyoko and the Headmaster. That's of the past. That's not necessarily an indication of the last 2 years. And the group photo of everybody being here.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Fuck. No, I ran out of time. That's it. I have to hit heroes.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Honestly,
Everyone's so
as much as I like laughing at how much you like hate Hero, I have a hard time believing that he went to any classes. Are you sure that's the lie? Are you really sure?
It's evidence that he cared about it at one point.
Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events
Was
or
attacked
anything.
right off, I guess.
Heck, I've never even gone to a single class.
That's how he afforded his crystal balls.
No, it's wrong. Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I know, it shocked me too. You would have never bought a notebook, but clearly we all did some crazy things when we were younger.
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
The real shitty part is that all that effort that went into a class and learning things, it's just up and gone. He has to do those classes again. Like, learning is hard. Oh boy, that
I don't
sucks.
want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
See, there's something weirdly fitting about the Monokuma voice and her little mischievous, like, 3 cat grin over on the side there. That face fits.
Isn't it just so desperately dark?
This one
The
doesn't.
mystery solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here. Shit, man, I've never been to a funeral. Hell yes!
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you've forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
No, you Skitsko fucker. Explain it.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you.
Also, apologies. I am aware that schizos can be offensive to a small subset of people. I was trying to be just insulting, not to anybody who actually suffers.
To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves. I'm sick of expositioning all this shit.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart. She talking about the moment where we must have all lost them. I can only think of one time. Just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time, and that was when I fainted.
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. Can't think of any time other than that day.
Yeah, because I put this together last stream too, although this is interesting, because this suggests, before I get there, suggests that we were put into a state where from a certain point, like we would live, and then everything back until that point would be erased at a snap. Because I remember going into the hall and then everything went black. And there was a specific thing that triggered that fainting.
When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall. When I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
Yeah, I had weird stubble and my hair was longer, and also my pants didn't fit right anymore.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Gone. Which means, of course,
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other,
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this.
I love you all so much.
Well, that's just a straight out lie.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
Don't be pulling a, what was her name? That person from Doki Doki that I can't remember now. I'll be pulling a that on me.
So much, I'll tell you all about it.
That's the one, Monica.
All about the idea we came up with as the
I don't know anything
ultimate
about-
despair.
about that
Our plan to
game.
bring despair to all
Also
mankind. Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your life.
Oh yes, Celeste just looks like she would you wish she was nowhere else in the world.
but that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after
Hifumi
that,
looks like he's having
an event
fun.
unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy.
You need, at some point you need to define what the tragedy was, and not just show me a picture of 3 idols with a Monokuma face and a giant bear knocking down, I don't know, a tank, a building of some kind. Like, there's a reason why those things happened.
All all too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it, and now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
There's a lot less trial going on here and a lot more exposition, so I'm kind of just along for the ride.
Okay, so let's get back to the story.
Cool, well-timed comment.
Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened! Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once! So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter! That's right! It was transformed into a shelter!
You said you'd only say it once.
I said it twice!
Yes, you did! God damn it.
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
Yeah, Mr. HM. The HM slave. Slave to his job, the headmaster.
Could only have been the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise, to say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Okay, so tossing aside the... I don't know exactly what I'm tossing aside, and I don't have a good word for it, but, like, ultimately, you'd think that the people at a school where things like science and higher learning happen would understand that a population of 16 people is not enough to restart an entire race. You need, bare minimum, a couple thousand for, like, genetic variety to prevent the collapse of a species via just straight inbreeding. 16 students is not going to do it. Person who's responsible for all of the teachers and education going on in the best school in the world.
I think they're not. That's not what they're implying. I don't think they're implying like literal genetic like new generation. I think it's more like collecting all of the ultimates together as like a sort of a like their minds will bring about peace and like fix everything. I think that's what they mean. Because I don't think literally everybody in the world is dead, because there's still people rioting, so there's people there, they're all assholes.
Yeah, I think Orange God's got it right. Maybe the plan was to release the students into the world when things calm down for them to lead the people in rebuilding it.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Or maybe they just all have the ultimate jizz spray, who knows?
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope,
Including the girls.
that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake.
Right, that's not how babies work.
laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea.
Okay, real talk though, that's a really good picture.
Yeah.
Because their hair actually, like the black, it only works in black and white, but their hair blends into each other.
I should get that as like a wallpaper for my
It's a
computer.
really nice picture. Can anybody find me that? I don't know what I'd look for exactly.
I'll see if I can find it for you.
Yeah, because I'd like to put that on my work computer. That'd be good. Thanks.
He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it
Found it.
impossible for you to escape despair.
Cool, thanks.
I have
Not
to
quite
say,
the same
it
image,
really helped me
I think
out
I
a
found the
lot.
right
It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
So, Snap, are you in jail?
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You let us live so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school deathmatch.
You know, the typical run-of-the-mill high school death matches that used to populate the world before the tragedy set in.
Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope
We
in the
needed
world.
something to fill in our Thursday nights after chess club was
What
canceled.
are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why
Well, why don't you tell me?
What the MM did to show everyone in the outside world. Yeah, they took over the Broadwaves. Broadcasting airwaves. Hijack.
Now I understand.
What the fuck was that? That was 4 clicks. It took less than 10 seconds. It was only 2 letters.
You're hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
I think maybe you had a skill that helped you? I don't remember.
uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another.
Rhetorical question, nobody answer it. Is there a reason that she's like flipping between 6 different personalities? Nobody.
Despair is
Anime.
as contagious as any disease. Any hope left
I have no
turns
idea.
to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing?
Later, Orange God, thanks for coming in.
By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Expelled them?
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
Makoto's a big boy now. You can tell he really had to force out that curse word. His voice even cracked a little bit.
Give that boy a beer and a coaster so he doesn't spill it.
You're so full of shit. Poo poo.